It's time for another episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas, the podcast covering the intersection of business, culture, entrepreneurship, and life in general here in the Ozarks. Whether you are considering a move to this area or trying to learn more about the place you call home, we've got something special for you. Without further ado, here's our fearless host, Randy Wilburn.
Hey folks, and welcome back to another episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas. This is a special bonus episode. We are sitting here today with a representative from the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. They are now focusing on rural America, and Northwest Arkansas and Arkansas in general qualifies as rural America. Rural. I can't, you say that too many times. It sounds weird, but rural America. So, all right, you get that. I'm not going to say it again. The bottom line is this is an amazing program that really allows small business owners to kind of step out of their comfort zone, make connections, right? Because we can't do this in business alone. We need help. I mean, every business that I've ever started, it has all been the success of those businesses has been because of relationships. And so this program is no different because it allows you to develop strong relationships with the subject matter experts that Goldman Sachs brings in. And I will let Nicaela talk to you more about that, but I'm excited to have Nicaela on the podcast. And I really appreciate ICIC, which is her organization that partners up with Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses. I really appreciate them reaching out to me and saying, hey, we know you have a platform in Northwest Arkansas. We would love to get on your platform and share a little bit about what we're doing right here in Northwest Arkansas. So without further ado, I want to welcome Nicaela Chinnaswamy to the I Am Northwest Arkansas podcast. Nicaela, how are you doing?
Good. Thanks, Randy. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It certainly is my pleasure. So listen, for the uninitiated, why don't we just give them a quick Cliff Note version of what the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program is?
Sure, of course. Yeah, this program has been around for over 12 years now. We started initially in 2009 after kind of seeing the need that small business owners from the recession had and kind of the help that the responsibility that Goldman Sachs and other organizations had to offer that help. And so this program has been established for a while. We have over 13,000 alumni around the country, but in particular had a model mainly in cities, in urban areas. But now years and years, nearly over a decade later, we've seen that the model works. And we know this can help small business owners all around the country. So that's kind of what's branched into our initiative now to focus more in Arkansas and some states that may not have the resources of other urban areas around the country, because we know this model can help small business owners all around the country. So that's kind of the precipice there. Yeah.
No, I love that. And like I said, when I heard the news that you guys were coming here, I was excited because I even had a friend that went through the 10,000 Small Businesses program, and she went through in New York City proper, right? And of course, you figure New York City has everything, right? I mean, everything that you can think of is happening in New York City. And so I remember my friend Vanessa Lindley, who we've been friends for a while. She said, the program was just amazing, and some of her takeaways from the program were that it was a community of her peers. There was accountability through the program, support for growth. She's currently an ambassador for her group, and during the program, she hosted monthly accountability meetings, and then for a few years post-graduation and, during COVID. And so they also have a wonderful app that I've learned more about. So there's all kinds of cool things that allow you to connect with businesses nationwide. So I think it's important to mention that anybody that participates in the program here in Arkansas will have access to others, to peers around the country that are in the same boat that you're in. And so I think that to me is one of the biggest strengths of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. So I'd love for you just to kind of take us through the process of what individuals can expect that take part in this program. And I also understand there's only a limited number of spots available this first go around.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Just starting with kind of what you mentioned on the New York program and now coming to Arkansas, what's unique is we have an amazing educational partner, Babson College, that developed this curriculum. They're the leading entrepreneur school in the country. And so the program that your friend took in New York would be the exact same one and curriculum we're offering in Arkansas this upcoming fall. So, and that's really then kind of when you talk about the network of peers that you gain from attending this program, you've all kind of been through the same program, had similar experiences. We have an amazing statistic. 85% of our business owners do business together after attending the program. So I think that definitely speaks to the secret sauce. And exactly like you mentioned, you're not only going to get other business owners across the state of Arkansas, but those in New York and anywhere around the country who might be interested, or others in your industry you might be trying to find around the country too.
Sure.
But exactly to your point, kind of on who we're looking for the program. We really are looking for small business owners that want to grow their revenues. Everyone, wants to increase more money for their business, and then in turn, hopefully, create some more jobs in their businesses as well. And that can look a variety of different ways. If you have a service-based business or a product-based business, growth is going to look very different. But the program is designed for any small business owner because you're doing a case study of your business the entire time. So it really is holistic in that sense. It can be applied to any small business owner. That being said, we are looking for business owners that are just a bit established, have been in business for 2 years, have one other employee in addition to themselves, and have $75,000 in revenue. Just so they're, again, a bit established and now looking for that next kind of growth phase. We've had plenty of businesses that we've had second generation owners that have been in business for 30 years. We've had those who have just hit that 2-year mark. That can look really different in a lot of different places. Somebody might have been in business for 10 years. They're just kind of hitting a plateau and want some help. So our program can really relate to a bunch of different areas. And that's part of my role kind of as a national outreach and recruitment partner, is finding 40 different business owners across the state of Arkansas who all have different experiences, have different challenges, and bringing all those individuals together in the classroom to really make the cohort that much more robust and that much more impactful to each other, because they're going to learn as much. We have world-renowned faculty members and business advisors, but they're going to learn just as much from each other as they will from those peers in the classroom too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, I think it's, as I think about, I have a bunch of friends that went to Harvard Business School, and I asked them they said, a lot of them said to me, listen, what we learned at Harvard Business School was very similar to what somebody learned at the University of Michigan, getting their MBA, was similar to what somebody got at Cal Berkeley, UCLA, you fill in the blank MBA program. The reason why I'm saying that is because I think a lot of times the value in participating in a program like Harvard Business School or the University of Michigan MBA program, or, whichever program you could think of, are the relationships and are the alumni that go through that program. So you have access to people that came before you that have had experiences that you might have in the business arena. And in the same way, in this Goldman Sachs program, you are going to have access to people that have been there, done that. They've got the t-shirt to prove it, and they will help you navigate the waters of business, which we all know, Nicaela, can be very challenging, right?
Exactly. We hear all the time from our applicants, small business owners, it can be lonely to be a small business owner. You have challenges you can't necessarily talk to your employees about, different things going on. And so having that network of peers, we have attendees, graduates of the program have gone through 10 years ago, and they still talk to some of their peers every week, because you just find your people kind of, and if a secret sauce part of this program for sure.
Yeah, no, I love that. And that certainly, makes a lot of sense. And so yeah, I'm excited to see what it does for the businesses here in Arkansas proper, but also in Northwest Arkansas. Why did Goldman Sachs decide that now was the time specifically to come to, we call it the heartland here, but this is rural America. I said I wouldn't say that word again, but I did. Anyway, this is rural America. And, things are different out here. I see cows when I leave my house in the morning, and it is somewhat cityfied, but it's not New York City. It's not Baltimore where you are. So I would love for you to talk about was there something specific that Goldman Sachs said, hey, this is why we have to come to rural America?
Yeah, no, great question. A couple of reasons, I think, really, I mentioned we have over 13,000 alumni, but we're constantly trying to make the community even more robust. And so having business owners only kind of in urban areas, we want to have the perspective of small business owners as well from rural areas. So adding it only kind of increases the whole in that regard. And then also just a need. We looked at, we've done a lot of small business research in ICIC and seeing kind of, where there are more offerings or, programs or just kind of availability for business owners to get resources across the country. And I've seen where some of the rural areas, there may be resources, but maybe they're 2 hours away, or just kind of a need really was the other biggest part in that regard. So kind of those two things combined, help us assess and really find out where we should be offering the program next. And then combined with the model that we know can work and can help small business owners. And so that's where it seemed like this was a great place to begin. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. I'm listening to this podcast. I'm a small business owner. I think I want to do this program, or I think, I'm at that point where I've got a certain amount in revenue. I've been around for 2+ years. I've got myself and another person that's relying on the work that I'm able to bring in to feed their family and everything. How do I get involved with this program? How will it work?
Yeah, of course. Just as simple as go to our website, www.10ksbapply.com, and submit a Part 1 application. It takes 5 minutes. We just want to know where you're located, kind of those questions about who's on your team. Really basic information, just takes 5 minutes. Apply to Arkansas location, and then you'll be in our system. We can talk to you. We can share kind of steps, all of that. That is the best thing you can do. If anyone has questions too, or if you want more information or anything, you're welcome to email arkansas10ksb@icic.org. So Arkansas, the number 10ksb@icic.org as well. But definitely welcome anyone to submit an application. They're open for just about another week now. So definitely encourage you to do that sooner, so that you'll be in consideration. Yeah.
Yeah. And then how often will this program run? So say I don't get a chance to apply this go around, when will there be another open enrollment opportunity?
Yeah, it should be about every year. So it'll be really spaced out, but we're definitely, it's not one and done in that regard. We're definitely coming back and everything, but definitely, yeah, don't hesitate to just submit an application if you're at all interested, because it will be a little bit until then.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's great. And I just think it's important for people to understand that there's always going to be help out there. You just have to decide that you're going to go after it and get that help. I think, this program is a classic example of all of the different ways that you can help, if you need help to grow your business, there are ways that you can do it. And, what would you say is one of the greatest aspects of this service that I think people tend to overlook?
It's hard to choose one, honestly, but I'll name a couple. I think one of the biggest things is the time in the program to work on your business instead of in your business. It's so easy to get caught up every day working in your business. So we kind of intentionally pull you out of it to work on your business and have that dedicated time to do that. We've already talked about it a lot, but the network of peers is definitely there. And then really kind of the catalyst to kind of grow. A lot of business owners want that, have maybe had some challenges. So the catalyst of combining, kind of making a plan for that growth, combined with business advisors and some resources to make that growth. We've seen tremendous results. We certainly stay in touch with our alumni, have that amazing alumni network for continuing education, events, different networking sessions, to stay in touch with them. And we know that proven success is there. They have grown their revenues. They have created more jobs as a result of the program too. So, yeah, those are my top 3, I guess. It's hard to choose one.
No, well, I mean, that certainly is perfect. I think that kind of brings it home and gives people an understanding. And the free aspect is, you just, I mean, that's great. I mean, I think it's a lot of small businesses. Sometimes it's hard to, you're paying the bills. you're taking care of vendors. You're trying to pay your staff on time. So it's nice to be able to have a program like this. And I think that the whole program is 10 weeks? Is that the actual time frame of it?
Yeah, it'll be almost 12 with the in-person. So it'll be an in-person 3 days in Little Rock. But as I mentioned, we cover housing, meals, all of that in-person stay. So it's no cost to the scholar. And then you go online for about 10 weeks exactly before coming back in person the end for another 3 days. And that is intentional. So it can be anyone across the state of Arkansas can attend, but to just bring everyone together, more central spot in the state for those in-person stays. Exactly.
Yeah, no, well, I think that would be, that's good. And I think I put the website up here, 10ksbapply.com. And I think that's right. I just want to make sure that people have that, and, you guys can take advantage of this and certainly, make yourself available, to this program and how much, of a difference it could make in your business. And so you never know. I know a lot of people say, well, Randy, I've applied for programs like those in the past and I haven't been accepted. And, it's kind of frustrating. And I would just say, especially for people here in Arkansas, here in Northwest Arkansas, whether you're in Central or in the Delta, there are a ton of business programs available to you. This Goldman Sachs 10K business is one of them. It's a great program because they've done a lot in a short period of time to impact the bottom line of communities around the country. Like Nicaela said, they've gone to bigger cities. Now they're coming to us. They're coming to the heartland, and we're excited to be a part of what these guys are doing. And I hope that some people that are listening to this particular podcast episode decide to throw their hat in the ring. And it's a very short, window in terms of applying. But even if you're listening to this podcast after the fact, you need to connect with the Goldman Sachs 10K business program and just get on their mailing list. Just stay abreast of everything that they're doing, because the timing may not be right, Nicaela? Timing is everything. And so I would suggest that you get involved, you know about the program, and maybe the next time it comes around, you're in a better position to apply for it if you can't do it in short order before the expiration date of this program, which I believe it's the 30th of June.
Exactly. The end of the month. Yeah, that's exactly right. But the application will stay open past then. So even if you apply in July, you'll be exactly like you said, you'll be in our network. We'll give you updates on when the next session will be. You'll be the first to know. So you know the time frame. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's perfect. So yeah, I want to make sure everybody listening to this podcast, we have so many small business owners. We've had so many small businesses represented on the I Am Northwest Arkansas podcast. We want to make sure that you guys are able to take advantage of this. And, there's all kinds of opportunity. I would be curious to know, have there been alumni of this program that have found that they're in a better position to get additional funding or to raise capital for their business, and it's because of this particular program that really helped kind of move things along for them?
Of course. So we have hundreds of examples like that, maybe even thousands. About a third of the program is financial. So everything from just understanding your profit and loss in your balance sheets. A lot of people might have a bookkeeper, an accountant who does that, but like personally understanding that, to understanding exactly what kind of funding is right for your business. Is it a line of credit? Is it a loan? Is it, angel investor? What might it be? And then we've had lots of success, and we just have lots of opportunities available only to our alumni too, through our different CDFI partners and things like that. So again, another part you kind of get secret access to as being part of our network too. So definitely. Yeah.
Man, you're making me consider whether I should apply or not. So, I mean, I have a lot on my plate right now, and I might have to wait till next year, but, I'm excited. I'm excited to share this with a few other people, and I look forward. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have a local person in this area that has participated, bring them on, and really have a full dialogue with them about their experience with the program and the difference that it made for them. So, I look forward to being able to share that information. And again, for those of you that are watching this video, it is 10ksbapply.com. That's the information that you need. And then the other, link that you gave us is Arkansas 10ksb at ICIC.org. Is that correct? Or is it?
Yeah, that goes directly, to me. That way, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out. That's our best email contact. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the email address. And we'll throw all of that in the show notes. This episode is going to get turned around really quickly. We're not going to put a lot of specialness on this because we want to get the word out to everybody that's had a chance to that thinks that they want to participate this go around. And then again, like I said, if you're listening to this after the 30th of June, 2023, get involved with what Goldman Sachs 10K small businesses is doing. I'm sure there's an email list that you can catch up, that you can add your email to. You can also email Nicaela at arkansas10ksb@icic.org. I know it's a mouthful, but I'll put it in the show notes. Just get that email, reach out to her and say, hey, I heard about you on the I Am Northwest Arkansas podcast, and I'd like to get involved. The timing isn't right, but can you please let me know the next go around so that I can participate in this program? So, any last words that you want to share before we close this out?
I just want to say thank you for having us on. We're so excited again to be in Arkansas and launching this program there and visiting more. And we hope every small business owner possible we can help who's interested in this program in Arkansas. Yeah.
Yeah. So will you get to come to Little Rock for this? Oh, you will?
I will. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Well, we will certainly make sure that we throw the hospitality out there for you so that you can enjoy Arkansas and see what makes us the natural state, right? And so I think that's going to be really cool for you. But Nicaela, thank you so much for joining us today on this podcast. I think again that this is the type of program that everybody needs to be aware of. And if you have a small business, now is the time, more so than ever before. And I don't want this to be lost on you. Nicaela said something very important. Most small business owners struggle with the whole concept of growing their business because they work in their business, not on it. Michael Gerber wrote a book called The E-Myth, which talks about that. I highly recommend that book. Get it, read it. You'll thank me later. But he talks about the importance of working on your business, not just in it, right? And with the idea is that a lot of us that are small business owners, we own a job. And there's a difference between owning a job and owning a business where it can run even when you're not there. And that's kind of the part of the goal there. And I think it's important. I mean, when Nicaela mentioned that, I was like, yeah, this is definitely up my alley. And I think for a lot of small businesses, we need that reminder of what we have to do in order to really get our business to a place where it is self-sustaining. And if nothing else, because I do believe when you create a business, you're trying to create a legacy, not just for your family, but for the community that you serve. So, I can't think of a better partner than Goldman Sachs and the 10,000 small businesses to partner up with and help you take your business to the next level. So that's it for me. Nicaela, thank you again. I really appreciate you doing this on short order and spending time with us this morning as we recorded this podcast. Everybody that's listening, again, 10ksbapply.com. Please apply if you can. If you're listening to this before the 30th of June, you never know. You might just get chosen. And again, if you want to reach out to Nicaela, Arkansas 10ksb@icic.org is her email. She will respond back to you. Let her know that you heard about it here first on the I Am Northwest Arkansas podcast, and we'll just take it from there. So, Nicaela, thank you again.
Thank you, Randy. Have a good rest of your day.
Hey, you too. You too. Well, folks, that's it. Another episode of the I Am Northwest Arkansas podcast. This was a special bonus episode. I hope it was good for you. It was definitely good for me. It was so great having Nicaela on. It was so great learning more about the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program. And we look forward to seeing the fruit of the effort that will take place here in rural America, in Arkansas and in Northwest Arkansas. So if you're a small business owner and you're here in the natural state, you need to take advantage of this program. I'm Randy Wilburn, the host of the I Am Northwest Arkansas podcast, and we certainly appreciate you. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you sharing this with a friend, and we look forward to seeing you back here. Remember, our podcast episode comes out, rain or shine, every Monday And this special episode, it will be up for as long as you want it to be. Just enjoy it. And we really appreciate you. And we hope that you continue to have a great summer. I'll chat with you soon. Peace.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of I Am Northwest Arkansas. Check us out each and every week, available anywhere that great podcasts can be found. For show notes or more information on becoming a guest, visit IamNorthwestArkansas.com. We'll see you next week on I Am Northwest Arkansas.